On a brutal day for the market, where the cloud-based enterprise software stocks sold off dramatically, I gotta wonder if we're finally getting the beginning of the buyable pullback that I've been waiting for so long for one of the hottest groups around. Take Alteryx, which is a cloud-based data analytics play. It's kind of a company like Splunk or Tableau software that you've heard me talk about that helps businesses harness their treasure troves of digital information. Alteryx came public 2 years ago. Okay, you're going to hear these numbers. You're not going to believe it. $14. We spoke to the CEO December of 2017. $24. Last week, the company reported a blowout quarter, and the stock surged to $79. Since then, Alteryx has pulled back to 68, including today's more than 5-point walloping. But you got some gigantic long-term gains here. I think this is a high-quality company with a terrific growth story, but it's tough to know where these cloud stocks will bottom when they go out of style on the Wall Street fashion show. So let's check in with Dean Stoecker. He's the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Alteryx to get a better sense of how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Stoecker, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Dean. Have a seat. Well, Dean, it's going to fall to you to do something that's I'm asking you to kind of do the impossible. How do you have growth at 55%, at the level 57, at the level you are? Because I don't think people realize how 850 people can put this kind of number up.
Well, I would love to say it's pure execution across the 800 great associates around the world. A lot of this has to do with this exploding market for data science and analytics, Jim. We're seeing citizen data scientists around the world, 30 million of them who have been disenfranchised and locked out of the analytic process are now getting involved. And it's happening everywhere, in every vertical, every use case, in almost every country.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I was going to ask you, you've got a Malta gaming company, you have Abu Dhabi, a bunch of Middle East clients. It seems like that everyone's kind of woken up to the idea that they have data that they better figure out or die.
That's absolutely right. Data is the new oil, and I think people are finally waking up to this. It's amazing that this platform is sold the same way to banks to do derivatives modeling and price equity research. It's being used by retailers to do omni-channel analytics. It's even being used by NFL teams to do on-field player analytics. People like Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers.
But is this in combination with Zebra? I mean, who are they getting the data from?
They're getting the data from lots of sources, both things in the stadium, around the stadium, doing social sentiment during games, analyzing lines in the stadium, season ticket holders. So analytics has become, very mainstream, and digital transformation in large global companies is top of mind for the C-suite.
Okay, so you have clients as diversified as, say, Cisco and Dell. All right. Now, both these companies, one could hire anybody, or two, I would think, are sophisticated enough to develop their own data analytics. Why do they need Alteryx?
Well, that's a great point. I think that what we've figured out is this data science pipeline that's being built is just very, very unique. It's a very hard challenge to find the data, to munge the data, to create an entire pipeline of predictive modeling, and then actually to share it with people who matter most. So as a result, in Q4, we landed high-tech companies like Atlassian and Dropbox and Oracle, and even Salesforce is a customer of Alteryx, and Tableau. For that matter.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was weird. You're both aren't you a competitor and a partner of Tableau?
No, we're not competitors at all.
No.
They actually deal in probably what we would consider the lowest value point in analytics, descriptive analytics. And if the world is going to get eaten by machine learning in the future, people aren't going to need visualization. What they're going to need are pipelines that allow you to deploy machine learning algorithms without writing any code. And that's a big challenge today.
We know that from when we were out at Twilio, how writing code, not everybody knows how to write code, but you got to have people who know how to massage the data, so to speak. Now, one of the things that I saw that is, I'm trying to figure out where you fit in the stack, but we've been talking, say, with Splunk, and we've been talking with, let's use the example of Atlassian and Dropbox. They are people that have been on the show, and I'm thinking, where do you sit within their organization? Because it seems like you're either the last, you're like after everybody's figured it out. And I also want you to consider what you're talking about with healthcare, because it seems like you're at the very end of healthcare.
So in the enterprise, we're in the middle of the stack.
In the middle.
We are agnostic to any of the persistence layers that house this information. Big data, little data, structured, unstructured, data in the cloud or on the ground. We don't care where the data is coming from. It can be coming from sources like New Relic or Splunk or Oracle or Tableau. And we also don't care about the consumption layer at the top of the stack. It could be any consumption layer. It could be visualization. It could be machine learning algorithms being deployed onto Salesforce. We make it drop dead easy to go from any data to any outcome anywhere on Earth.
Well, why did you pick this healthcare vertical to really drill down? That's a tricky one.
Well, healthcare is tricky in general. You've got the regulatory compliance issues.
Right.
You've got all kinds of HIPAA rules and regulations. But we're doing amazing work. We stood up a vertical team in healthcare last year. And we're doing everything from predicting the re-entry of patients into ER to try and bend the cost curve for healthcare. We're doing genome sequencing. We're doing clinical trials. We're helping companies get reimbursed on Medicare. So it's really exciting, this opportunity to leverage the data that people have to eke out the $10 to $15 trillion in value that's locked up in enterprise data.
Well, look, you guys are incredibly impressive. I want to congratulate you for what you've built in a very short period of time. You've gotten to a very high level of revenues. That is Dean Stoecker, the chairman and CEO of Alteryx. And I've got to tell you guys, when the smoke clears, this is one of them that's going to rally back harder. Mad Money's back into the break.
Very good, Jim.
Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.